us bring out my co-host, the host of Get Your News On with Ron. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Placone.
What's up, Graham? And of course,
How you
let's
doing?
not forget religious law or state law, one of my personal favorite categories.
Great category, religious law or state law. Welcome to Anything Could Happen. My name is Graham Elwood, and this is your co-host, Ron Placone.
Howdy, howdy, everybody.
Well, Ron, before we bring our contestants out, we will be doing a round of You Should Know This at the end of the game, but we should also announce tour dates aplenty over at ronplacone.com and grahamelwood.com. Ron, where are we going?
We are going, well, just announced, this is hot off the presses, San Francisco, Sacramento. Tickets available now. Los Angeles, California. We got a show in Los Angeles. Tempe, Tucson. I'm trying to go in order. Well, it's actually Tucson, Tempe, if we're being totally correct here. And then we start heading to the Midwest. Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, New York City, D.C., Asheville, North Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, Gainesville, Orlando, Miami. We should have tickets soon. Tampa, Atlanta. We should have tickets soon. And then we're going to the Midwest. We got Louisville, Indianapolis, Chicago, Madison, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And there's a couple cities we're still waiting on. Nashville, we should have tickets available soon. Atlanta, tickets should be available soon. Yeah, but a lot of tickets are available right now, and we can't wait to see you on the road.
Yeah, come out and join us. It's going to be a blast. And, Lee Camp and I are working on a couple of government secret shows. But anyway, just come see the post-pandemic comedy tour with Ron and myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've done it in the past. We haven't been on the road in a year and a half. We are ready to get out there. So go to ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com. Ron, let's get ready for Anything Can Happen. Who are our lucky contestants to join us this evening?
Our lucky contestants. Well, this guy is one of the main purveyors of status quo, and I think that they are currently driving across the country, letting the world know just how shitty it is out there. Please welcome the one and only Jordan Chariton, everybody.
Jordan.
Thank you for that wonderful intro. By the way, I'm going to bring my Jeff Bezos pinata to your New York City show.
Perfect.
Yes, I think we all need a Jeff Bezos pinata. What have you been doing?
One of those at every show.
Oh, there should just be one on every block. Like everyone should just be hanging them from their trees like Halloween decorations year round.
That might be that might be like the final stimulus check. They just give everyone a Jeff Bezos pinata. They just send it to every household.
And it's just got Amazon coupons that pour out of it if you hit it hard enough.
On mine, he's riding a rocket. He's on a spaceship for mine. It's great.
Jordan, I know you guys have been on the road a lot. You've been covering, what have you been covering recently? I think you've been covering the eviction crisis and what?
Yeah, so we were recently on the road for 2 weeks, went Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia. Basically just the fact that homelessness is exploding. People have been evicted throughout the pandemic, despite the Democratic Party and media's lies about an eviction moratorium. We went to Louisville because there's a massive cover-up as far as Breonna Taylor's murder. And then we went to West Virginia to highlight Joe Manchin's corruption, including what we found was illegal behavior. So just a fun 2 weeks on the road. We're back now. Just broke a couple stories on Amazon this week. And if everything works out within the next 2 weeks, we're going to drop a nuclear Flint cover-up story.
Well, we'll get you back on the show for that. I'm shocked though, because when I watch the news, there's no inflation. The economy's doing great. Everything's been going on. I don't understand what you're talking about. It sounds like, CNN and MSNBC, they're all telling me how great everything is. Am I wrong?
It's funny you say that, because I'm talking to an outlet right now about doing a documentary showing one of our reporting trips, and that juxtaposed to the real-time corporate media coverage. So like us kind of in like homeless parks while like CNN's analyzing Biden and Putin's handshake. So hopefully that comes to a theater near you soon.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to watch that. Ron, tell us who our next contestant on Anything Can Happen is.
Our next contestant is part of one of my favorite new shows. I love this show, and I've had the privilege of being on it a couple times. The Fred Hampton Leftist. Please welcome to the show, a.k.a. the Socialist MMA, Nick Cruse, everybody.
Nick. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to win this game. Well, I'm playing at a handicapped. I'm very handicapped right now because I'm very sober. But it's cool. It's okay. I think I still...
Most people choose not to go that route on this show, actually.
So you guys got massive advantage.
Being sober is in the minority amidst contestants. We've only had a few sober ones.
Yeah, Jimmy and Steph go out of their way to not be sober when they play this game, and they played it twice, and each time one of them has won. So I don't know if it's good or bad.
And they don't even know which one is which. They don't know who won and lost. It's awesome.
They still don't know, even though we've told them.
So unfortunately, I don't have my performance enhancing drugs. I mean, the Olympics apparently they put their foot down because they know how much we can really change the game. So you guys are lucky. I don't have them.
I know every comic and their brother has been making this joke, but come on, weed's gonna slow her down. Like she's not running faster with weed. So well, Nick, I've been on the show as well. What have you been covering recently on Fred Hampton Leftist? Which is the greatest name of a show title, by the way. I love that. It's a great title. When I first saw you guys pop on the scene, I was like, oh, that is a great show title.
We shocked the consciousness of the white liberal because we're the community. Black people are the community they use to justify advancing capitalism and the war crimes. And then we come along and say, nah, the Democratic Party is the party of white supremacy. And that's why we're starting to grow in popularity because we debunk their talking points where they have people trying to talk on behalf of the black community. So we upload every day. And that's the context of what we cover. I cover state violence, foreign policy, the class war. I'm having a great conversation with Max Blumenthal tomorrow. We're going to talk about the situation in Haiti. So we try to focus on the substantive issues. That's why I'm glad to join you guys so we can have some fun today.
Outstanding. Well, thank you guys both for taking time out to play Anything Can Happen, the show where Ron...
Anything can happen, Graham.
Absolutely correct.
So y'all, we're going to do some questions here, and y'all got to raise your hand, and I will call on the hand I see first. Sometimes it's really neck and neck, but I just use my judgment to the best of my ability.
All right. Our first category is going to be who said this, Republican or Democrat? I'm going to read a quote from a prominent Republican or Democrat. This would be a president, vice president, a key cabinet member like Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, not like some secretary of the garbage cans or whatever that we've never heard of. It'll be somebody that's significant. And
I almost ran for Secretary of Garbage Cans. I decided against it at the last minute, but I almost did that here in LA.
Did you run? What party did you run under?
Non-affiliated. It's a nonpartisan office. So,
Well,
I mean, they asked a lot of questions, but...
You probably can't run for that anymore because they're privatizing garbage systems.
My Twitter history disqualified me, but yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, privatizing is good for the worker. At least that's what I'm told. Deregulation. Everybody wins when the bipartisan deregulation comes along, which is just a fancy word of saying, hey, working class, bend over. It's coming full. We're giving you a rollerball glove right up your boom. All right. So back to this category, Republican or Democrat, who said it? It will be like I said, a significant president, vice president, significant cabinet member, or like somebody Speaker of the House, or somebody who ran and got close as a presidential candidate. They were either one of the short list in their party's primary or were the actual candidate that made it representing their party but may have lost. So it's a significant person. So that is our category. And remember now, if you answer the question, it'll be Republican or Democrat. If you get it right, you have a chance to pick up a second point by naming the specific person. If you don't get that right, the other contestant has a shot at stealing that point. Same thing. If you answer the question, Republican or Democrat, you answer incorrectly, your opponent has a chance to get the point of naming the specific person in that party. It becomes very clear. I know I made it sound way too complicated, but it really makes sense. All right. Who said that, Republican or Democrat? Nick Cruse and Jordan Chariton competing for the first time on our program. All right. Here we go. Good thing I didn't have this queued up. All right. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Don't write so that you can be understood. Write so that you can't be misunderstood.
Don't write.
Nick?
That sounds like some Democrat shit to me.
Is Democrat shit your final answer?
It sounds like some Democrat shit to
They don't want to be understood. They like to send out cryptic messages. That's my guess because I don't know who said it. I'm like, so that's my. I like that sound like something like something that a liberal wine mom would fall for and think that's super deep. Like they probably hear that and they think that's like they drop in truth
This
bombs.
is gold.
You know the people that watch The View, like they hear that stuff, and they think it's great. They hear Whoopi Goldberg and they like, man, this black woman telling the truth. That's my cat.
Oh, this millionaire who's propped up by billionaires is telling the truth. Oh,
Well,
Nick,
Goldberg, she told how it is.
Before you reveal the answer, regardless, I feel like that was the best explanation for an answer in the history of the show.
absolutely.
That was like the best. Like, here's my answer and here's why. Nailed it. That was perfect.
It breaks my heart to say that answer is incorrect, Nick, because your theory of how you came to that conclusion is the best one I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like some Democrat shit that a liberal wine mom would fall for. It's the fucking greatest. I want that on a T-shirt. So that's incorrect.
That's a book that needs to be written. Like that's a parody book that needs to be written. Shit, a liberal wine mom will fall for by Socialist
God.
MMA.
Oh my God,
I
dude.
see these liberal shows, like, how do they get views? How are they popular? Because I see through them immediately. So I'm like, apparently it works on somebody, right?
Oh my God, that is brilliant. Yeah,
like
Nick,
I've heard
write that book,
in a
dude.
movie. I feel like I've heard that in a movie before.
It has to be. So, Jordan, Nick, unfortunately, was wrong. That was said by a Republican. Jordan, a chance to pick up the first point in tonight's contest. Which Republican said that quote?
I know it was a president. Calvin Coolidge?
Oh, not correct. Nick, you now have a chance to pick up this point if you can name which significant Republican said that quote.
You mind repeating the quote one more time?
Don't write so that you can be understood. Write so that you can't be misunderstood.
Liberal wine moms, please give me your phone number.
Well,
That's the part of the quote that they always leave out.
I mean, I'm still sticking with that. But now we got to think about who the liberals like now. They like Bush, so I'm going with Cheney. I'm going with Dick Cheney.
Man, is that a great guess? That is got those. That's it. Does sound like some Dick Cheney or some Rumsfeld type, like known unknown bullshit that people would go, yeah, he makes sense, because the Republicans have gone so to become a neo-fascist organization that now the Republican quotes of 30 years, 20 years ago or whatever sound more reasonable compared to what we have today. Ron, tell them who said that.
So we started out the gate with a tougher one, Graham. That was actually Howard Taft.
Ah,
Yeah, a little more obscure, but
William
fun one
Howard
nonetheless.
Taft.
I want to come, Jordan. How did you? I mean, Calvin Coolidge was sort of close. How did you come to that reign, that time period of president?
I recall watching an FDR movie, something Hyde Park, and I believe that quote was used in reference to a Republican. So FDR was around the time of Calvin Coolidge. I think he came after him. So that's why I said Calvin Coolidge.
Nice. All
I
right.
also think I was high during that movie.
So we've got good history and then just knowing how wine moms think were the two, which are fantastic. All right. We have no score, still locked up at 0-0. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? We are a nation of communities, a brilliant diversity spread like stars, like 1,000 points of light in a broad and peaceful sky.
Jordan.
Republican.
Jordan, you're on the board with the first point. That is correct. For a chance to increase your lead to 2, which prominent Republican said that quote?
I'm going to go with Ronald Reagan.
That is incorrect.
Oh, I thought stars.
He did. He loved Star Wars. That was his thing. He talked a lot about stars. Nick, a chance to get a point and tie it up at 1 apiece. Which Republican said this quote? We are a nation of communities, a brilliant diversity spread like stars, like 1,000 points of light in a broad and peaceful sky.
The funny thing is, I heard diversity, and I immediately thought that has to be a Democrat because they throwing out the buzzword. So I'm glad that Jordan covered for me there, because that was probably my guess. I heard diversity, and I immediately was like, okay, this is some more liberal bullshit. Okay, so now I gotta think of a Republican who would use that term. Wow. Let me think. Man, it's tough. I'm picking this person because he's such a snake that I wouldn't put it past him to use stuff like diversity, trying to pick up support. I'll go with Ted Cruz. He said whatever it takes. Like, I immediately thought that was a Democrat because like diversity there, but Ted Cruz, he don't care. He said whatever it takes for him to win this situation. That's why I'm going with him there. On my
It's your logic is perfect, Nick. I'm just sorry that this is incorrect because it's almost like it was once again. Jordan was very close to the era. Ron, tell us who said that quote.
That was George H.W. Bush.
I was so close to saying that. Damn.
Ted Cruz. That's a good guess for Ted Cruz, though. I see where you were going with Ted Cruz, and I've always said it's so weird that Ted Cruz is in Texas, considering he always looks like he's melting. Like, he just looks like he's melting.
I will admit that beard like did him well. It was a great. Whoever told him had that beard, it was a great job because he has a extremely weak jawline. Like that's something that always bothered me. When he got the beard, I'm like, that's a good move, man. You got to hide that.
He's got to hide. He's got the weakest jawline.
Should have known, because obviously George W. was outside looking at the stars, so he can get the hell away from Barbara.
He probably painted it too.
Yes. And it sounds like it's a George H.W., but it's a folksy, the diversity in our stars, like it has that like folksiness, and also it's the Republican Party of 30 years ago, which is now probably slightly to the left of the Democratic Party of today. So there's that. All right. So Jordan has the lead at 1-0, but Ron, early on, what do we know so far?
We know, Graham, that anything can happen. Lucy's eyes are peering out from my third thing here, and the game is still very young, Graham. This is what we come to the mat for.
I love when you weave in a sports cliche. God, I love it. It just makes it just like, oh, God willing, we'll be there come playoffs. Like it's one of those. It's just fantastic. All right.
Reminding me of WrestleMania 10.
They're going to leave it all on the ring, Graham. Or in the ring. Not on the ring. In the ring. We're searching for the ring. The ring is my precious.
It really is my precious.
I got a movie in there.
You got a movie reference? Does Lucy help you write some of these questions?
Oh yeah. Yeah. She loves to quote presidents, and she helps me find out about dictatorships. And but it's annoying because she always brings up like, hey, we used to be worshipped, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then 5 minutes later, she'll be like, they used to worship us. Talk about those rulers. They were. I don't know why they stopped that. Do you know why they stopped? We should talk about this. They got to start doing that again. She has a lot to say about it.
I understand Lucy's outrage.
Yeah.
Let's go to our. I'm sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
Well, no, there's just other things she has a lot of opinions on too. Like, while we don't know for sure if the Pope actually ordered the execution of black cats, we don't know that for sure 110%. However, there is some physical evidence that it did likely happen. Plus, you know, an organization that's not really known for its transparency over the years, the Catholic Church. So Lucy has a lot of opinions on that too. But yeah.
Yes, we could make that a separate category. All right,
Lucy's Steaks.
Lucy's Steaks. No, I was going to say Catholic Church, but sure, we could
yeah,
we could make that. We could do that. All right. Next question. Jordan has a slim 1-0 lead. Who said this, Republican or Democrat? Politics gives guys so much power that they tend to behave badly around women, and I hope I never get into that.
Nick.
Democrat.
Nick, congratulations. You just tied it up. We now are tied at 1-1. Nick, with a chance to up your lead by a point. Which prominent Democrat said that?
Joe Biden definitely said that. He would say stuff like that all the time. Like, oh, my wife would give me trouble for that. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you admit that? Well, I was trying to remember the quote he recently said that people was laughing at him about. He's like, well, this is getting me in trouble with the wife. Like, that means what you're saying you shouldn't say in public.
Yeah.
So that's my logic behind that.
Oh, Nick, you've tied the game up, but unfortunately that is incorrect. Although, yeah, there's a million Biden quotes we could do that are out of line and creepy. So Jordan, a chance to retake the lead, going up 2-1 if you get this correct. Which prominent Democrat said this quote? Politics gives guys so much power that they tend to behave badly around women, and I hope I never get into that.
Was that Bill Clinton?
That, Jordan Chariton, is correct. Congratulations. Yes. He said that when he was a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford. So,
I said it when I thought he said
I
it
feel
when
like I
he
should
was
get half
blown
point
by
to Bill
Monica.
Clinton. All about it.
It'd be even funnier if he said it last year, but
I thought he said that while he was, hanging out with Monica, but guess not.
I mean,
so close, saying Bill, so close.
You were
like, in my mind. It was like that's Biden or Bill Clinton all over it.
I know it's got either one of them. It's got either one of them. And so when you said Joe Biden, I was like, I bet you Jordan's going to get this, because there's really only, when you think of the two biggest presidential sex creeps in the Democratic Party, it's those two guys right now, right?
They love them. They love sex pest.
I was on the fence because Anthony Weiner definitely could have said that, but
you know what I think is actually the truth, even though it wasn't reported this way. Bill Clinton did say that, and he said that on Epstein's plane with Joe Biden, Anthony Weiner, and Cuomo. They were all there.
Yeah, and Alan Dershowitz. They were all just flying around. Bill Gates. Does not surprise me at all. Well, Jordan has the lead 2-1. See, Ron, 2 points just got bandied about in a flurry of correct answers, showing us what?
Correct answers. Anything can happen here, Graham. Now the points have gotten on the board slowly, but we got a lot of high-level point questions to go, and I think we're going to see a spike in the scoring here real soon. That's just a prediction.
Well, we just saw 2 points get snatched up quickly. We had a tie game. Now we have another lead. Leads come and go in this because, Ron, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Who said this? Republican or Democrat? I worship the ground Paul Ryan walks on.
Democrat.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Nick.
I say. I will say Democrat.
Nick, that is incorrect. Jordan, with a chance to extend your lead 3-1, which prominent Republican said, I worship the ground Paul Ryan walks on?
Was that Mitt Romney?
That is also incorrect.
Wow.
So now Nick has a chance To tie this game up, which prominent Republican said, "I worship the ground Paul Ryan walks on"?
That's, to me, that sounds like something Michelle Bachmann would say, but I don't know how prominent she is. That sounds like something she would say. I'm gonna go with man, like that could, when I think about Republicans, that sounds like something that would fit a lot of people. Mitt Romney. Actually, now I think about it, Mitt Romney would probably be my first guess.
Is that your final answer?
No, it's not.
Because that has happened where Steph Zamorano said Joe Biden. It was an incorrect answer. And then a high and stoned Jimmy Dore said Joe Biden.
Let's go with Mitch McConnell. I think he probably scumbag enough to say something like that. I'll go with Mitch. You don't say anything he believes. I don't think he believes that. He'll just say it.
No, he does not believe anything that he says. That is also incorrect. Ron, tell us which prominent Republican said, "I worship the ground Paul Ryan walks on."
Graham, the Republican who said that quote is Dick Cheney. He said,
Wow.
"I worship the ground Paul Ryan walks on," and then he shot the ground to show his reverence. That is Dick Cheney.
Then he shot Paul Ryan in the back or whatever. So we went back and forth, but no points were earned in
Tough
that.
questions.
It's a
I was
tough question.
expecting, you know.
This isn't going to just be. This is going to be walk in the park, Jordan. This is
Give
you
me,
got
give,
to
me, give me. You're doing a heck of a job, Brownie. Come on.
All right. Jordan still has the lead 2-1. Which prominent Republican or Democrat said this quote? Remember, raise your hand when you think you have the answer. "I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy." Well,
Boom.
Damn.
Jordan.
That would be Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris.
Jordan Chariton, you just picked up 2 quick points. Yes, that was a Democrat. Yes, that was Kamala Harris. The full quote is, "I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy." Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. Yes, our cop vice president, Kamala Harris, said that. Fantastic. So now Jordan has 4, Nick has 1, which seems like a sizable lead in this game. But Ron, we know from games past.
Anything can happen, Graham. There are still a lot of points to be had. Jordan with the quick 2 grab. It was a beautiful shot from downtown, but still a lot of game to be had. And I'm still sticking by my prediction. We're going to see a big spike in points. There's going to be a lot of scoring in this one.
Oh, Ron, I like your anything could happenness. All right. Jordan 4, Nick 1. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? "I'm acutely aware that you have not elected me as your president by your ballot, so I ask you to confirm me with your prayers."
Nick.
That's Republican.
Nick, that is correct. You just got yourself a point, cutting the lead to 4-2. A chance to pick up another point and get yourself within 1 of Jordan. Which prominent Republican said, "I'm acutely aware that you have not elected me as your president by your ballots, so I ask you to confirm me with your prayers"?
As much as I want to say Sarah Palin, because that sounds like her, she wasn't elected. So I'll go in with George Bush Jr. Because that's a Sarah Palin ass quote if I heard one.
That is incorrect. Jordan, a chance to go back to a 2-point lead should you get this, 3-point lead should you get this correct. You currently lead 4-2. If you get this correct, it will make you 5-2. If not, it stays 4-2. Who said this? Jordan Chariton. "I'm acutely aware that you have not elected me as your president by your ballots, so I ask you to confirm me with your prayers."
Preeminent presidential housekeeper Gerald Ford.
I've never heard President Ford called a preeminent presidential housekeeper, but Jordan Chariton, that answer is correct. Congratulations. Yeah, there's basically two people. I get the George W. Bush, Nick. That was because you thought because he didn't win the popular vote.
That was my thought.
Yep, that's what I was like.
Exactly my thought.
Actually, but yes, Gerald Ford won or became president after the impeachment, and was never. Isn't that correct? He was never elected president because when he ran for re-election in '76, or just election, he got beat by Carter.
That's correct.
Well, that's partially correct. I personally know a couple people who prayed for him, and I feel like that counts. But
you're right.
That is the route that Kamala's trying to go. They will love that for her. They're trying their best for her to become president without anyone voting for her. But we see they're very creative. We see they can get away with it.
I think they're gonna yank her and put in PD, but we'll see.
No, I think here's what's going to happen. I've said this from day one. There's no way Biden finishes his first term, so it's going to be President Harris, and then Buttigieg will be VP, and then we'll have a all cop security detail White House is what we'll have, but it'll be diverse
with pride. With pride.
Yeah, rainbow.
It'll have rainbow intelligence interrogating. It'll be great.
That reminds me of that woke CIA commercial. Yeah.
Oh God, that thing is so. That woke CIA commercial is one of the more offensive things I think I've ever seen in my life.
I thought it was a parody. Like when I first saw it, yeah. I did not think it was real. I thought it was someone joking. I could not. It was like literally hours after it was circling around. And I realized that was a real thing. It's insane.
If it hadn't been shown to me as, oh, look at what the CIA, if I just saw it, I would have thought, oh, the Onion did this. Or I really would have thought somebody said that that's exactly what they're doing.
I saw someone, you know how you can quote tweet it without actually tweeting the account? Someone just had a video on there, so I thought he was like mocking. And when the video first came out, I was like, there's no way this could be real. I thought it was a fake, but they're trying to get creative and selling their imperialism and bombing brown people. It's hard, but I give them +2 for trying, right?
Great intersectional buzzwords to get people to join the deep state. Really fantastic recruiting.
Well, we've reached a point in society where sometimes parody is totally more ideal than what's going on in the real world. Like they had that parody article that a bunch of people fell for yesterday that said that they were actually investigating Nancy Pelosi. And the parody part was they were the investments she didn't actually make. But meanwhile, she is making all these shady investments. But of course, no one's investigating anything.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yes. So Ford was never selected at all. Someone put in the chat and hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Share this out. Let's go. Ron, you think maybe time to switch categories?
I think it's time for a new category, Graham. Let's mix it up here with some curveballs.
All right, let's go with how about let's go with name that dictator.
Oh
now,
man.
This is just a 1-point game. I'm going to read what the dictator did, and then I will read the 4 choices. It'll be A, B, C, and D. First person to raise their hand gets to pick. If they get it wrong, the other person has a chance to pick that to guess. If nobody gets it, nobody gets a point. There's no extra points. It's just the 1 point to get this correctly. So, name that dictator. Jordan has the lead 5-2. Name that dictator. This guy told his musician and novelist friend that they were under attack and he was in charge as a joke when he visited him at his home. A, William Wallace. B, George W. Bush. C, Adolf Hitler. D, Chief Sitting Bull.
Can you repeat that one time?
Yeah.
This guy told his musician and novelist friend that they were under attack and he was in charge as a joke when he visited him at his home. William Wallace, A. B, George W. Bush. C, Adolf Hitler. D, Chief Sitting Bull.
I'm gonna invoke
Crazy.
Godwin's law. I'm gonna invoke Godwin law and claim Hitler.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. Jordan.
I think William Wallace.
That is incorrect. Ron, name the dictator that did this.
That was actually George W. Bush, and the musician / novelist in question is Texas's own Kinky Friedman.
Nice.
I couldn't imagine it was Bush, because how the hell would he know a novelist? He didn't like to read, missed that 9/11 memo.
Yeah, I don't know. How would he know? Yeah, that is weird that he knew a novel. That's got to be the only one, or they just like the same beer or something. It couldn't be because he read the guy's work.
I'm sure he's never read any of the guy's books. He might have heard some of his songs.
Okay.
But
all right. Name that dictator. He demanded his guards never enter his chambers for any reason. To test them, he would yell out in pain while they were stationed outside. If they came in, he'd have them executed. A. Pol Pot. B. Justin Trudeau. C. Joseph Stalin. D. Vladimir Putin.
Jordan.
Joseph Stalin.
Jordan Chariton, you've just extended your lead 6-2. That is correct. Joseph Stalin used to do that. Trudeau just makes him sign fracking permits. That's what Trudeau does.
It would be funny if Trudeau was the right answer for that one, though. Just because it's like he's Canadian. Like, oh, you entered anyway, eh? I'm going to have to kill you now. Why'd you enter? What's that about? I got to kill you now.
That's actually Trudeau's excuse when he wants alone time with Melania.
Mr. Steal Your Girl himself.
All right, let's go now. We'll do one. We'll do a religious law or state law. I will read something, and you say if it's now. This is similar to Republican or Democrat. You raise your hand and say if it's religious law or state law. If let's say it's religious law, you have a chance to pick up a second point if you can name the religion or the book that it's in. If you get that incorrect, your opponent has a chance to steal the point. Same thing, but it's a little more challenging. All right, religious law or state law. Currently, Jordan has the lead 6-2. But Ron, we've seen bigger leads than this get evaporated.
Oh, big time, especially when you're in 2-point territory, which we are back in 2-point territory. There's 2 points on the table, any question. And as we know, Graham, anything can happen. This is like the power play portion of the game.
Yes, it is. All right. Religious law or state law. No hunting on Sundays unless you're killing a raccoon, then it's fine.
Nick.
That sounds like state law. Yeah.
That is correct, Nick. You just picked up a point. It is now 6-3 and a chance for a second point if you can name which state has that law.
It has to be a state that apparently have raccoon problems. So that's the basis in which I'm guessing. Now I just got to figure out what state would have raccoon problems. I'm gonna just say Georgia. I don't know. It seems like they may have a problem with raccoons. I don't know.
Nick, that is incorrect. It is currently 6-3. Jordan has a chance to get his 4-point lead back if he can name what state has this law. No hunting on Sundays unless you're killing a raccoon, then it's fine.
I'm going to go Wyoming because Dick Cheney lives there.
It's just a law he wrote just for the citizens of Wyoming. I love that.
We have to be able to kill something any day of the week. So pick something and it stays. Go fuck yourself.
I want. That is incorrect. Ron, tell us what state that law applies in.
That is a state law in Virginia.
Virginia.
And I guess they potentially got a raccoon problem there.
And You can't
Well-
hunt anything else.
Yeah, no hunting anything else.
Interesting. All right. State law or religious law? Jordan has the lead 6-3, but Nick gained ground by picking up a point on that last round. And as we know, Ron, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
State law or religious law? You cannot hold public office unless you've been in a duel.
Nick?
State.
Nick, that is correct. You just picked up another point. 6-4. Jordan's lead is crumbling. Picking up another point. If you can tell us which state this is in.
That sounds like a law from the old school West, where they wouldn't even respect your name on the ballot. Unless you at least kill one person in a duel or something. So I'm gonna just go with Texas. That sounds like that's gangster actually. That's gangster. And now think about it, like you gotta win a duel before we can even consider giving you our taxpayer money. So I'll go with Texas.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I think that's actually just how they held their elections there.
Yeah,
They just shot at each other, and whoever was still standing got to be mayor.
That's why Ted Cruz doesn't have a chin, because it got shot off in a duel, but he killed the other guy, so it's all right. So that's incorrect. Jordan, with Nick,
He killed the other guy by talking until the guy turned his gun on himself.
So I've been watching Deadwood. 10 years too late. Would that be Montana?
That is incorrect.
That's a good guess, though.
Very good guess.
That's a good guess.
Ron Placone, tell us what state that rule applies.
That is a law in a state that I actually used to call home. That's a law in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how are they doing this in a modern era? Like if you're running for mayor, what do you gotta do?
I don't think it's one of those things that they still actually follow. It's just one of those laws that they never actually took off the book, so it's still just there. But
If I was a politician, I was one of those people that, there's a lot of these politicians that lose. Like, I want to challenge the results of the election. If I lost in that state, I'm like, hey, he didn't do me. He didn't beat me. So maybe that's just something we should do before you guys want to certify the election.
You know what's interesting is they could interpret it a certain way that would actually make it a pretty cool law if they interpreted duel as just like you have to have a debate. Whereas like, oh, well, you can't win if you didn't debate your opponent or have a debate. So, that's the law.
But how is that even legal? Like, Nancy Pelosi didn't debate.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It'd be cooler if she had to. So, they could.
I don't understand how that's legal.
Yeah.
You had liberals. They melted down when David Perdue didn't offer a rematch to John Ossoff. They debated before, and they were like, "Oh, he's scared to debate." Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi just getting by. No one cares. I think like you guys are talking about you calling him out. Why not his opponent? Everyone knows why.
Pelosi's idea of a duel is, competing ice creams.
Dueling ice creams, like who
got a bigger fridge?
Who can fill my fridge?
That's a duel I'd like to see. Who can fill the ice cream fridge first? Oh, that's an exciting duel. So it is 6-4. Nick keeps creeping closer and closer.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I got to step up.
Jordan, the walls are closing in, buddy.
Yep.
Do you hear that Kremlin a knocking?
All right, next question. Religious law or state law? No bowl cuts. You cannot round the corners of your head.
Jordan.
Religious.
Jordan Chariton, that is correct. You just increased your lead back up to 3. You have a 7-4 lead. To increase it by another point, if you get this wrong, Nick has a chance to pick up a point. Which religion and or religious book is this in?
Can you say it one more time?
No bowl cuts. You cannot round the corners of your head.
I'm going to say Buddhism.
Jordan Chariton, that is incorrect. Nick, you have a chance to get back to only trailing by 2 points if you can name which religion and or book that it came in.
I'm gonna guess Christianity because they got a lot of things like they don't like you wearing the 2 different kind of cloth or something like that. So they got a lot of weird aesthetic rules. So that's why I'm going with that. Like they seem like something that will get upset.
I thought he was going to say they have a lot of books.
Now they burned a lot of them, but no. Go ahead.
We got a lot of books. And the Bible does have a lot of ridiculous rules, which is why, Nick, you just picked up a point. You still only trail by 2 now. Congratulations. It is in the Bible for Old Testament or the Torah. We can accept either answer. So that is correct. Yeah, the Bible has crazy stuff. You can't mix grains. You can sell your kids into slavery. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
I think this might have been our first point split of the night.
No, we've had a couple points.
I think Jordan
did
got me once.
Did we have
I think
another
Jordan
one? Oh,
got me.
okay. All right. I must have. Well, anything can happen.
And
I might miss the first point split.
Ron not paying attention is something that has never happened before. So this is a thing that anything can happen.
No, I try to keep an air out for the point split, but I guess I missed one.
It's good business. Jordan has the lead 7 to Nick's 5, but points are being bandied about. The score is jumping up quick. All right, let's go into a new category, Ron. Let's go into politician or song lyrics.
Oh, it's a fun one.
This is a fun one. And again, similar bonus point if you can name the artist or politician. I will say it, and you raise your hand, and if you get it right, you get a point. And if you name the specific artist or politician that said it, you get a second point. And of course, your opponent has a chance to scoop up points, and we could have another point split because anything can happen. All right. Song lyrics or quote from a politician. You can't tell people what they want to hear if you also want to tell the truth. I'm just trying to tell the truth, kid.
Jordan.
Politician.
Jordan Chariton. That is incorrect.
Oh.
Sounds like a political quote, but it is not. They are song lyrics. Nick, if you can name the artist who sung these lyrics, I will say it again. You can't tell people what they want to hear if you also want to tell the truth. I'm just trying to tell the truth, kid.
Who sung that? Let's go with that sounds like maybe something that once again I like my mom's was like, I guess. So I'm gonna go with like Adele or whatever. Am I getting her name right? Adele. Yeah, I'm horrible with pop culture.
No,
So-
that's for Jewish people.
Adele. I think maybe her. I'm just choosing her because she sounds like she might say something like that. I don't know.
That's wine mom music. That is incorrect. Jordan, you have a chance to pick this point up and extend your lead back to 3. Which artist or band sung the song?
Who's that fucking country guy who became a Republican? Oh, Jesus.
Didn't they all?
He's from Detroit.
Are you thinking
No,
Kid
you-
Rock?
Kid Rock. Is that Kid Rock?
Ron, please don't help the contestants. But no, that's wrong. That's no way. Kid Rock didn't say that. Ron is such a music person. He's like, what, Kid Rock? Are you fucking kidding me? I think that's why Ron interjected at that point, is my guess. Ron, tell him who said this.
Well, this is an obscure one, but I got a kick out of the quote because I thought it could be potentially a politician. But that is by one of my personal favorite bands. So I don't know how I feel about Nick's Wine Mom comment, but that's by The Hold Steady, and the track is Soft in the Center. And ironically enough, I'm wearing a Hold Steady T-shirt that has a bottle of red wine on the back of it. But anyway.
So that's what happened. Ron was insulted by the Weinmon comment and then thinking that this was a Kid Rock lyric from both contestants. This is the music nerd. Got bent out of shape. Oh, shit. That's fantastic. Oh, my God. The Hold Steady is music for wine moms. I'm going to put that on a shirt. That's so beautiful. Thank you, Nick and Jordan, for doing that. This is... all right, let's go to the next one. The lead stays 7-5. Jordan is in the lead 7-5. Who said this? Musician or politician? But then the virus came in and the world is a different place. It's almost at the point that it was prior to the plague, almost.
Nick.
I think that's a politician.
Nick, you just got yourself a point to get now to tie the game. Jordan has the lead 7-6 after that point. To tie the game, should you get this correct, which politician said that quote?
I'm going to hell. Herman Cain.
Herman Cain. That is incorrect.
Yeah, I think he was dead already.
You said it. I don't think he said that from the grave. But it would be great if he said that and then he died. That he said that.
I couldn't help myself. For some reason, I feel like I had.
Well, he was tweeting from the grave. We know this.
So I love, Nick, that you went for the joke answer rather than the right one. I really applaud. I appreciate you going for the comedy rather than... It is a 1-point game. It hasn't been this close in quite a while. Jordan, a chance to get your lead back up. Nick has been knocking on the door. Once a 4-point lead, now a flimsy 1-point lead. Can you put it back to 2, Jordan, by naming the politician that said that quote? Assuming it's not dead Herman Cain.
I do believe that was Donald J. Trump.
Jordan Chariton, you are correct. That was Donald, our last president, said that quote. 8-6 is the lead. Boy, a lot of points being thrown around. Nick went for the joke. We're glad he went for that joke. Even
and he could say it beforehand. I was banking on that. I was banking on the fact that he may said it and then die to regret that, I guess.
Oh man, he did say some stupid shit. That is for certain. All right. All right. Political quote or music lyrics. Take it back to the afros and the naturals. Cape cutter picks, we slips into the back roads.
Say that one more time.
All right. Are these...
But that's definitely a lyric of a song.
Okay, that's correct.
I raise my hand.
He raised his hand. Nick.
Nick, you raise your hand?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He raised his hand. All right, so we got that right. That is correct. It is song lyrics. You got another point. You're now back. Wait a minute. You're back to a 1 point. You're trailing by 1 point. It is 8-7 again. This is a tight contest. Nick with a chance to tie it up. I will read the quote again. Which artist or band said these song lyrics? Take it back to the afros and then the I keep fucking this up. Take it back to the afros.
That's a rapper.
Well, I got to do it without, so I can't.
The fact that Graham keeps fucking it up makes me think it's definitely a rapper.
Well, I'm trying not to sound like anything how it would be sung. That's what I'm trying to do.
I know. I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Take it back. I'm saying it in the most game showy voice possible. Take it back to the afros and the naturals. Cape cutter picks, we slip into the back roads.
I'm gonna choose the extremely based and Cardi B. That's my guess.
Nick, that is incorrect. Jordan, a chance to put the lead back up to 2. Every time Nick comes knocking on the door, Jordan slams it shut. Can he do it again?
I'm going to go with a dog named Snoop.
Oh my goodness, Jordan Chariton making it rain. That is correct.
Wow.
The dog father, the D-O-double-G. Oh my goodness.
Drama free in the LBC. Snoop Dogg.
Damn, Jordan's got a shit ton of
That's
street
only
cred.
because in high school, while trying to appear cool, I listened to Snoop Dogg
So he's got some street cred for me.
and Puff Daddy, but that's neither here or there.
Damn, Jordan, that was big. Wow. I guess unless Herman Cain said it, there's no way Nick would know who said that. So that's he just only knows Herman Cain quotes. This is impressive. 9-7.
Close.
Oh.
Neck and neck. A lot of points
It's-
getting up on the board. We
We're
could have
coming-
both contestants cross double digits, Graham,
It could happen.
because anything can happen.
Anything can happen. All right. We have 3 questions remaining. Nick, this is your chance. If we are tied after these final 3 questions, we will go into a double secret super sudden death that will be judged by
The
Pete
God.
Buttigieg's shadow app. And maybe a coin toss. Who knows? We'll just figure it out. All right. We're going to stick with politician who said it, politician or song lyrics. I believe what I believe is right.
Jordan.
Politician.
Jordan Chariton, you just got yourself a 10th point. That is correct. And a chance to potentially run away with this. Jordan now has the lead 10-7. Which politician said that, Jordan?
I believe that was George W. Bush.
I believe you now have a 4-point lead. Wow. Jordan Chariton getting tested and tested and tested. Nick keeps knocking on the door, but Jordan is now
Ball right in my face.
It's unreal. So after the dog father, that was just unbelievable. So Nick, there are 2 questions remaining. You trail by 4 points. You got to run the table. All right. Ron, do we go back to Democrat or Republican, or we do one more? We do one more song lyric, or
I say we close it out with 2 Republican or Democrats.
all right, let's go back to the category that we love so much. Who said this? Republican
Flagship
or
category.
flagship category? I love the term flagship. It just sounds so yacht-like.
I'm not even exactly sure what it means, Graham, but I use it in this show.
I don't know what it means. It's a nautical term, so it's obviously old and weird, and everyone kind of pretends like they know what it means, but they don't. All right.
One thing's for sure, we're going Seabird here.
We are going Seabird. All right. Jordan has a commanding 4-point lead, 11-7, with only 2 questions remaining, but there are 4 points coming up on the table. So, Ron?
Anything can happen.
Oh, yes, indeed. This has been a close contest. Back and forth, getting close. Jordan being tested. Jordan going back to the LBC to get himself a commanding lead. All right. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people.
Nick.
I'll go with Republican.
Oh, that is incorrect.
Yeah, Republicans can't spell forest.
Well, This means there's no chance for Nick to win, but we'll just play this out anyway. Which, Jordan, you have a chance now. Which Democrat said this quote? I'll say it again. A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people.
Was that Henry Wallace?
That is incorrect. Potential vice presidential candidate, Henry Wallace. And
By
it's
the way, the
incorrect.
whole world would have been different if Henry Wallace
Oh,
wasn't
God.
screwed by the Democrats.
Oh my God. That's the whole world. Yeah, the whole world would have, that's a whole other Jesus. All right. Just for a chance at getting yourself an extra point for the dignity of competition, Nick, which Democrat said this quote? A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people.
That sounds like something that Hillary Clinton would say, thinking that she's saying something profound.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
God, I love your insults. They're so great. You just did. If we could give you bonus points for the way you come to your conclusions and how you insult mainly the Democrats and wine moms, God damn it, you'd win a separate award on that. But no, the correct answer was Ron. Tell us who said that.
That was FDR who said that. Yeah.
That's
Long time
why
ago.
Jordan was so close when he said Henry Wallace.
Yeah.
It was like, oh boy, that would have been completely different. But that is our contest. Jordan Chariton, congratulations on really taking a lead, beating back a furious competition from Nick. That was just fantastic. Nick, thank you so much for coming on the show today and playing. This was a blast. It was great having you, and I love all your wine mom commentary. It was fantastic. Nick, before you go, tell us where people can follow you and please, and I'll say this: I've been on the show, Jordan's been on the show, Ron's been on the show. If you guys are not familiar with Fred Hampton Leftists, please watch and listen to this show. But tell everybody where they can check out that show.
Yeah, absolutely. We started this last spring. Make sure you check out Fred Hampton Leftist. I'm also on Twitter and on YouTube as Socialist LMA. We try to provide commentary coming with a class basis and against state violence. That approach is what we have, mostly focused on the issue. So make sure you guys check us out. We upload every single day. I'll be talking to Max Blumenthal. We talk about the situation in Haiti tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out.
Awesome. And you're a socialist mixed martial artist. What MMA do you study?
I've been doing martial arts my whole life. Muay Thai about 10 years, boxing for about my entire life. My dad was a Golden Glove champion, so I have a lot of training in martial arts, something I'm still passionate about.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I had been doing a lot of I was doing Jeet Kune Do, and then I did a lot of Japanese martial arts for a while, and I just started getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu about a year and a half. I did it for a year and a half, and then the pandemic hit, so I haven't been able to train since, which kind of bums me out because I really loved I've been
waiting because I want to get on a viral video of punching a Nazi real bad. I want to show these people how it's done. I've been waiting. I went to South Carolina. I was in full socialist gear, waiting for someone to challenge me. It just didn't happen, I guess, but.
I know. I'm like, it's always some sloppy punch. I'm like, no, give a solid punch through this Nazi's face. Like, get form. It's from the hips. It's from the hips. They're all just using the arm. Like, it's driving me nuts. Nick, thank you so much. And again, everybody, please watch Fred Hampton Leftist. It's a fantastic show, and they're bringing a perspective that very few people are, which is awesome. So, thanks again for being on the show, Nick.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was an honor, and I love your content. So thank you guys for inviting me on. Peace out.
Right on, man. Thanks, dude. We'll see you later. Jordan, our winner. Congratulations. That was impressive. I really thought Nick was going to overtake you there towards the end, and then you pulled it out with
Drama free in the LBC was the turning point. That was a hard fought contest.
Yeah, I felt good after Snoop Dogg for sure.
You felt your confidence.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a blast. So Jordan, tell everybody, you've been on my show a bunch. I know you've been on Ron's show, and we're definitely going to have you back on Political Vigilante whenever you want to whenever you break something about Flint, we always have you on. So it'll be great to have you back on the show, but tell everybody how they can watch and support Status Quo, which is also, I might add, all three of us are on rockfin.com. I'm not sure if Fred Hampton Leftist is on yet, but all three of us are on. So tell everyone how they can support Status Quo.
Yes, Graham, we just started an exclusive broadcast once a week on Rockfin, Wednesdays at 4:30 Eastern. So I believe you'll be joining us next week. So we're excited about that. We're obviously on YouTube. You'll have to, give blood to YouTube for them to let you know when we're live. But we're on YouTube, youtube.com/Status Quo, and at Twitter @Status Quo. And we just launched the Substack too. That's statusquo.substack.com. And I look forward to the Outback Steakhouse coupon.
That you won for this contest. Yeah, and for those of you who don't, I mean, Status Quo, they're doing great work. They're sending journalists out on the street. You guys have been out. They're the only like indie news source that has like journalists out on the street covering stuff that I've seen. I mean, I know
it's really important what y'all are doing. I mean, and I was thrilled.
I gotta tell you, I'm rethinking it because I'd much rather do this every day.
I mean, have you guys thought about doing any celebrity camel toe stuff, or are you going to just leave that for TYT?
No, I actually just got an idea. You know how like the Daily Show and Trevor Noah kind of does a comic riff off the news. So like maybe bringing Graham Elwood or Ron on the road with me and kind of having comedians do the interviews. Add a little levity.
There you go.
To the
I'm telling you.
Planet burning and the corruption and all that.
I would love to do that for you guys. Love you. And I mean, honestly, like go to either one of our websites and look at all of our tour dates. And if any of it lines up with where you guys are going to be, man, we'll do that in a heartbeat. I'm going to bring my camera and shoot what being on the road is like, not just the shows and the tours and Ron and I joking around, but I want to see what America looks like after a pandemic, because I haven't traveled throughout America since this. So I have someone, and we both traveled. Ron and I have been in almost every state in the country. So,
well, the last time I did like an actual like on the street report, I ended up chasing Dave Weigel down the street to try to get an interview, and it worked out okay. So yeah, I'd love to do more of that kind of stuff.
And by the way, everybody should get tickets to their show. I remember seeing you guys in New York. It was awesome.
That was a fun
comedy show before the pandemic. It's actually, I'll tell you the truth, that's like, I think that was the second date with my now wife. And I think it kind of put me over the top there. The shout outs on stage and all that stuff. So thank you.
Another reason to come to our show, we'll help you get married. That's what Ron and I do. We don't just do political comedy. We get people married. So, we can.
And Make-A-Wish Foundation too.
And Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I don't know if you want to, consummate your marriage and name the kids after us, whatever you guys want to do, we're all for it. You know what I mean? Our meet and greet can be however you guys want to do it. We're not going to shut it off. So check us out and go follow Status Quo. And serious, man, if you want us to do cover any of that stuff on the road, I'd love to do it if we're out there.
Definitely. I'll check your tour dates.
All right, cool, man. Thanks, Jordan. Thank you so much. We'll have you back on the show.
All right. Take care.
Later.
It's a fun one, Graham.
Right?
What a fun episode. And yeah, I mean, both those guys are doing very, very important things. And I love both their shows very, very much. So it was great to hang out with them and to have a little fun, have a little more of a laid back, fun game show.
It's what it should be, man. We all, I mean, I can only imagine, the stuff that we all got to take crap from people and whatever else and all that, so it's just fun to just do this crap. And I'm glad they both were able to make it. That was a lot of fun. And apparently I watched just a few minutes of it, but Jordan was on. Fred Hampton left us earlier today, which was really cool. So, hey, everybody, it's Graham Elwood. We are going on the road, Ron Placone and I, in September and October. Check GrahamElwood.com for tour dates, probably coming to a city near you. A lot of these shows have sold out in the past. We haven't been on the road in a year and a half because of the pandemic. Come out and join us. The post-pandemic comedy tour. Go to GrahamElwood.com for tickets. New cities being announced every day. Join us and support what we do at patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Blockchain, cryptocurrency platform. Thank you. You're making Gotham great again. Boom.